Good morning, traders. It is the 18th of April at 10:01. Market had the claims numbers come out this morning, and it's obviously selling off due to that. We've had a big sell-off lately. This video is just going to talk a little bit about concepts of trading. If I told you the only thing that was holding you back from your goals in trading and being a profitable trader was a decision, I wonder how you would react to that. And what I mean by that is there's two words with any business, with any circumstance in life that you should remember. It's decision and it's perspective. In my opinion, those are the most important words in the entire vocabulary of the world. And have you noticed when you first started trading to now, complete differently outlook you have? Right when you first start trading, you watch some YouTube videos, you think it's so easy, you're just going to go in, you're going to make money. And then slowly but surely that starts to ease off, and then maybe you read a couple economic books or take a couple classes in school and learn some technical analysis, and then your perspective changes. Well, I just found a new indicator, now this is going to change my trading if you're in a slump. And sometimes it may be that simple, but most of the time it's not. And here's what I want to show you. On every trade I take, there's one or two things that could happen. Either the trade works out, I meet my target, and after you meet your target, then you sit there and you say, well, does it have any more upside? That's when greed comes into play. So you could easily take two ticks off this trade, make $60 if you're trading 6 contracts at a time. Or you could say, you know what, I think it's going to go up a point. Most of the time, if you're trying to get 2 ticks, the market has to go up 3 ticks, because all the algorithms and everyone else closer to the exchange with bigger accounts are going to get filled before you do. And then you say, well, if it goes against me, here's my stop. I'm using a mental stop here. How's that work? It's either I make the decision to get out right when it hits my stop, or if the tape feels a bit weak, I get out before and I waste the commission. A lot of people that have small accounts that are scared to lose it all, they're basically on a lifeline. They're like a heart patient that's in trauma. They're on a lifeline. They have to make this, because if they don't make this, their family's going to say they're a failure. Their friends are going to say they're a failure. They told everyone they were going to do this. They found a new career. They're going to make money. And the reason I'm relaying this information to you is because I was there. I was there, but I never said once, I'm going to give up. This is it. That was never even in my thought process. And it took, I can't even tell you how many nights it took to finally be able to make money in this business. And then once you get to that point, I'm at the point now where either I have a scratch day. Yeah, I'll lose a couple $100 maybe some days in the morning, but by the end of the day, I made it back. I'm either down maybe $50 max, and I have a pretty large commission wrap, but I made it back. And then my really good days are really good. I mean, I had my best day ever in trading in the last, 7 years? I had that, 2 days ago. Best day ever. I traded gold the entire day, had a couple trades in oil, scalped the NASDAQ. It was phenomenal. And I'm going to walk you through a couple live trades now. So my thought process on this, we're looking at the NASDAQ, of course, because this seems to be moving better than gold. Even though crude sold off a little bit from 87.37. Now I was watching crude. The short has already been made. When they hit that 85.90 level and they started buying it off of it, it looked like it was some decent volume. So for me at least, I'm not going to try to short that right now. If anything, I'd be taking long ticks. And I've actually been trading the Russell a little more too. So the sell-off, we come down. What we see here is 27.44 which is a floor trader pivot, very important. We see our breakout indicator turning up, but at the same time, the arrows are still to the downside. I could either go with the momentum, try to scalp maybe for 2 ticks on this up move, or wait on it to pull back and bounce off. It all depends on the tape, because that's really all that matters at the end of the day. No matter what indicator you have, I don't care if you're using a 1 period moving average, it's lagging. All right, so we came down, we bounced off that 44 level. And here's what some mistakes that I made as a rookie. I think that an indicator is really good, and as soon as it makes that signal, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to trade off the signal. Like here, for example, I could have been buying at 44. Yeah, I probably could have took a quick scalp off that, but the price action was still going down. I'd be a fool to just step in and buy. How do I know that they're not going to take it below that 44? And now I'm losing money. But contrary to what I just said, say you see we're moving up. Yeah, my probability's increased if I'm trying to get long that I'm going to make money if the price action's moving up, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a profitable trade. There's so many different perspectives. If you put me against you as a trader, we're thinking the completely opposite thing. You will find some traders that think the same way, but everyone usually has a different emotion when it comes to trading. That's why studying psychology and neuroscience is very important in this business. Alright, so here we go. We just bounced off of that level. I didn't catch it because I was changing study, which should have been done earlier. I was just changing the color of this. You never want to do something like this when you're trading, and especially not if you're waiting on a trade to develop. Now I know that if we could get over this little hump of the prior resistance, I could go ahead and get a quick little scalp off of it. I'll look to get long. Alright, we saw the seller selling that right up there. I know this video is a little long, but it's not helping you any, me putting a video out there making $300-400. What's that helping you do? It's not helping you become a better trader. You need to see the entire thought process of how the system works and how I think about my trades and what goes into making one trade, all the planning. You see, I've been talking for 2 minutes about taking one trade. Alright, now they're starting to get up there. I'd have to get a pullback to at least quarter if I was going to take a trade on this. Alright, so they never pulled it back to where I was going. And another thing, before each trade, you say, okay, so where's the momentum going? Right now it's up. Okay, is it overvalued or undervalued? Obviously it's overvalued because it's up now 4 points from where I wanted to get long it. New bar opens. Is it overvalued or undervalued? Depending on what way you're trying to go. Intermediate price action is moving up, but they just ran it up 4 points. So could they suck it down 75 cents? Absolutely. Okay, we opened up. The open is it was at 75. We ticked one below the open. Now, if you got to tick to 53, that would show us that there are some people trying to sell this. Okay, there's people trying to sell it. Trying to bid at 75 for a short. New bar opens. Okay, got filled at 52.75. I'm going to take that point. Alright, so we made 120 on that trade. We traded 6 contracts. Even though this all looked bullish, look, we open up. Where's the price action going? I'd say short intermediate term. Now it's shifted down, even though this trend's still intact for the moment. You could draw a trend line to see that. So this is obviously going to be support around 49. Now we're ticking below. Price action still bearish. It could probably tick down to 47.5, and if there is a buyer that steps in there, maybe they could turn the trend around. But right now, the sellers are definitely taking back control. Okay, we're at 47.5. Is there going to be a buyer step in? And if a buyer did step in, I couldn't get long this. Alright, they met support. Now the price action's moving up. Big buying coming through. New bar open. Price action is moving up still. Slowly, but it is moving up. And then they do something like this. Okay, I'm going to try to short at 50. I got filled at 50 for a short. I took 2 ticks off that trade. Darn it. Could have made it easy, point and a half. That's alright. Why did I short this? Okay, here we go. I had to make a decision. Yeah, this showed that they bought it off support. That was okay. Maybe you could have longed this bar if that was your style. Even though it was bullish price action, I wasn't sure that they were going to bring it back down, and the move happened so quick I really couldn't have gauged it. Remember, these are 1 minute candle bars. And we have this bar open right here. This showed us that it's a doji candle, so they're not absolutely sure what way they're going to run it. And then this bar opens right here, which we got short at. And that's when we said, okay, what way's the price action going? It's going down. So why am I going to try to long? And then they sell it off. So I'm just trying to work with the price action. Alright, so here we go. A new bar opens up. We still have support around this 47.5 level, remember. But the price action is trying to continue moving lower. There's 30 seconds left till the next 1 and 5 minute bar opens. I usually do not trade within this time because it's usually whipsaw action. Now we could draw a trend line, and now our thought process, and I'm probably going to end the video in a few minutes, but our thought process is now, okay, are they going to continue down with it, or is this going to be some decent support and they're going to try to run this next bar up? New bar opens, new 5 minute bar. We opened above the prior bar's close, which is initially bullish. Price action opens, starts moving down right away. Even though the trend, intermediate trend, is still moving down, it feels like there's people in there trying to buy this thing up. Okay, getting some higher bids here. New bar is about to open in 5 seconds. What's going to happen is this next bar, this bar is officially positive price action. So is this next bar going to be a continuation of this price action? If it hit, all right, I'm going to bid in at 49. I got hit at 49. That was quick. Let's see if this price action can continue. All right, I still have a little time before the next bar opens. Okay. Wow. They got me there. They pulled that back sharp, and they keep meeting resistance at that 50. Can they pop it over it? They hit 75. They have to hit 50. I got out at 75. Now look what happened on this bar. Why didn't I stop myself out? Alright, so this was decent price action right here, and that's why I got long on this bar. You could have argued that I got in a little early, but it's even though when this bar closed, it showed me that the trend started to reverse. The only reason that you had that wick down that we had was because of this trend line. Now, if this bar right here would have opened and went down instead of going straight up, then I would have been forced to exit the trade. But it went up, and I sold prematurely, as you can see. But the price action's continuing up, so I have to grade myself maybe a B- on that, just because the entry was a little off. But you see, we're now moving back up. Continued positive price action. I'm almost 15 minutes into this video. I'm going to end it now. I have a decent profit on here, but don't focus on this. Focus on the lessons that I'm trying to teach you. Good luck trading. It's Thursday at 10:30 in the morning. I'm studying for another test and exam. So have a good day. Bye, traders.